What's up, guys? This is Captain Daniel Kim, and today I have probably one of the best videos I will ever give to you guys, and something where I don't want this video to go too viral. Why? Why? What do I mean? So, what am I talking about? So, as the title says, this is the secret. This is truly the secret of all the guys, the naturals, all the guys who get girls, okay, who always get girls. It seems like they always, even the guys who are not good looking, or the guys who might not be that rich, or the guys who always seems to have girls around them. Here is the secret, okay? This is huge, okay? Because it took me, what, 8 years, 10 years to realize this. Here's a secret to always have girls, to always be attractive, to always be the guy who always gets the girl. Let me tell you something. This is it. You ready? You ready? It has to be your identity. It has to be your identity, and you can never be ashamed of it. What do I mean by that? Okay, so let's have a good example. So I had a discussion with one of my friends who is a natural, but he has a way with women, and he's not the most attractive guy. And I hope he watches this because he knows I'm going to be talking about it. He's not the most attractive guy. And you would say he has some kind of swagger and confidence about him. And yeah, he obviously has a little bit of money, right? But there's a lot of guys with money. And I don't know about you guys, but I work with a lot of clients. I met a lot of people who have money, but they do sugar daddy game, pretty much paying for the girls, right? But there's some guys who have money who gets girls. There's also old guys who get girls. And you just see, like, there's even, let's say, like two people, right? One guy's rich and another guy's rich, but the other guy who gets girls, he doesn't have to use so much money to get girls. Or there's a good-looking guy and another good-looking guy, and for some reason one good-looking guy gets all the girls and the other good-looking guy doesn't. He just kind of gets whatever he gets. Or there's an ugly guy who gets all the hot girls when the good-looking guy doesn't. So this is something that has been very intriguing. It happened with kind of three scenarios recently. Okay, so the first scenario was yesterday. I was talking to my friend, and we're talking about game, but he doesn't call it game, right? So he pretty much said, "Yeah, man." He said, "In life, to get girls, you need three of these things: one, money and status." And if you actually watch this video, I talked about this, right? One, money or status. He basically says you need two out of these three things, or I say you need two out of four things: money and status. So for me, money and status, they just separate them. And then he says looks, right? So that's for me three, but for him, he just combined the things, so that's two for him. And he said the last one, you gotta be funny. He says that's the key to getting women. If you get two of the things, looks and funny, money and status and funny, then you'll get girls, right? And what's funny is that we call that funny game, right? So for him, funny works. Funny is his game. He makes girls laugh, so he feels like funny is his way of getting girls. So for me, as a coach who coaches multiple clients, not all clients are funny, right? That's what we call a game, because some clients is more of like serious, maybe a little bit more romantic side. Some students are more funny. Some students love to party and they're more high energy and more social. That's why actually in my line of work, you see some guys who are really good at meeting girls during the daytime versus some guys who love going to the clubs and doing nighttime, right? So me as a coach, I have to find out what is the best game for each client I work with. So with my friend, he believes that game or being funny is his way to attract girls, but it doesn't work for everyone else. But what I'm trying to say is he created some kind of identity, and what's funny with him is he's not ashamed of because he calls that personality, or calls it funny, right? So when people ask him how he gets girls, right? He'll say, "Yeah, honestly, it's about being funny. It's about showing personality." When people ask me how I get girls, I tell them game. But what's more taboo and doesn't is like not look good in society? It's game. When you say game, people think about manipulation, they think about pickup artists, they think about lying, all this stuff. So in my line of work, what I realize is, so when I meet naturals, right, I always try to learn from every single person I meet, especially the guys who are getting results that I want. And when I see a guy who doesn't technically took the natural way of learning game, they have this explaining a way of explaining things, right? But it's actually the same shit that I'm saying to you guys. I'm breaking it down in a more analytical and logical way. It's kind of like, so people don't realize, this is a good example, sports, right? So let's say Steph Curry comes to you and says, this is how he shoots the ball, right? And unless he's a coach, right? Steph Curry is just like, this is how I shoot it. He's like, this is how I shoot it. This is how you shoot. This is how what I do. But until he actually breaks down exactly what he does and how he got to his point and tells him how much practice he did, he can't really pass on his skills. That's why a lot of people say not everyone will be Stephen Curry. But not only because it's the work he puts in, the hours he puts in, right? But he can't, Stephen Curry never coached or broke down his exact technique to someone else. So all my friends, all the guys I know who I kind of surround me and I see them get girls naturally, they can't break down what they're doing. And what they're doing does not always work for other people. But, and I'm gonna go back to secret about making an identity, right? But one thing about the naturals that I'm gonna share with you why the guys who get girls, even though they don't technically game, they game. It was just call it something different. They call it being funny, they call it doing this, they call it being having fun, they call it being themselves. Whatever they call it, it's game. They just call it their way. But they found a way to reframe getting girls or being attractive or having women in their life. They've reframed it where they're not ashamed of it and it's part of their personality. So this is huge. Listen to this. This is gonna be so big. So my friend says the way he gets girls is because he has two of the three things, right? Money, status, looks, and being funny. But he has two of those things. And to him, being funny is one of his abilities. That's his identity. That's his trait. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I had a client call today. Yeah, and he said, the reason why, I'm hesitant about, going all in with you, Danny, or all in this things you teach is because, there's a bad reputation on game. Game has a bad look on it. It's just about picking up girls. It's about doing everything for women's validation. Even one of my other, man, I hope this friend actually watches this video. So he's about to be in a relationship and like, oh my God, this guy. Like, he's a guy who learned the game, but he's pushing away the game because he says he wants to be authentic. He wants to go with his feelings. He wants to go natural. He wants to be himself. Here, bro, you being yourself got you no results. And all of a sudden, you learned the game, which he was a client of mine, right? And now he's like, yeah, but that's not me. That's not the real me. Me playing the game, playing routines, doing all this BT spikes or all these way of making girls laugh and all this way of game, this pickup stuff, that's not me. I'm gonna try to do me. And the issue with that is he hasn't fully made the game, right? Attracting women part of his identity. He's trying to go back to his old self of like, yo, I'm just gonna be me now. Now that I got results, now I got results with game, I feel like I can go back to myself and do the old me with what I learned. But like, you have to, this is an issue, and this is a direct correlation, okay? I'll tell you the secret too. There's a direct correlation with the clients who really become attractive, not about just dating women, being intimate with a lot of women, having a lot of girls in life. That's not the end goal of what I teach. What I teach in the end is for you to be attractive to the opposite sex, but most important, that you're an attractive man. That's my main goal. And the ones who actually achieve that status of being attractive is that make that game. And my friend, he calls it funny or personality, or women call it funny and personality. I call it game. They make it part of identity because guys like me, I was a student. I didn't learn how to be attractive. My parents literally told me, get a nice car. I did, BMW. Get a nice job, Air Force captain. Get a nice house. I was living in Santa Monica, California on 3rd Street Promenade, okay? I had one of the nicest places you could say, right next to the beach. Do you think girls came up to me and was like, oh my God, I want to be your partner now. You are the most ideal bachelor in the world. No, no, okay? And every Asian guy watching this, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And if you want to comment below and tell me, no, my life worked that way. I had the nice car, nice job, I was a doctor, and I got the girl. Bro, come on now. You might have gotten her, but you're not gonna get any other girl. I'll take you out to the club. I guarantee you're not gonna get another girl. I'll guarantee you $5,000 that if you never got a girl through game and you got it through your dating advice that you got from Asian parents, like, oh, it was a nice car, the thing. Okay, yeah, I would put a nice bet on that actually. Comment below, DM me, and we could do this. But the secret is that you guys gotta stop being ashamed of learning how to be attractive. Some guys learn it naturally. Some guys But even the guys who learn it naturally, they watch some of this pickup stuff or dating stuff. But the thing is, they reframed it where they're not ashamed of it. Most of the guys who work with me, they're always ashamed of it. They're like, oh, it's game. So they do it. They're doing it because it's they're so desperate. And then they get results. And all of a sudden, they're just like, it's not me. It's not who I am. It's not the real me. Because I get it. It's not in line with who you are. But honestly, like you playing video games, you getting no girls. Okay, then let's be all real. Okay. For all the guys who think like I'm gonna be more me, I'm gonna be more natural and everything like that. Okay. Then tell the girl that you straight up jerk off. Tell the girl you've been masturbating to crazy porn, tentacle porn, or hentai, and all the crazy freaky stuff that you watch on porn. Tell her that. Because that's a part of you. Oh, that's not the real me. I guarantee you're still jerking off. So it's crazy how there's certain things in life you're ashamed of, but like you make it not part of you. And like with game, guys are like so ashamed of it when it gives you results and it actually changes your life. But they're like, yeah, but I'm gonna be authentic. I'm gonna be spiritual. I'm gonna say I love women. I'm gonna be honest. You are honest, like bro. Like naturals don't say they're dishonest. My game is honest. I tell girls honestly what I feel. So that's the secret, guys. You have to make being attractive, whatever you want to call it. Reframe it if you have to. Lifestyle, confidence, whatever you want to call it. Call it whatever you want. I call it game. It's just easier that way. Game is me. Game is I am game. Game is me, I am game. Game is part of me. Game is my life. Being attractive is my identity. And I learned this skill and now it has become one with me. And until you guys do that and accept that as your identity, those guys, especially my clients, if you're watching this too, you have to make it you. You have to be attractive because trust me, all these natural guys, like they're not telling you the true secret and they're not telling you their own skills. They're just doing it naturally. So this is part of them. So they're just going to be like, oh, just be like you. Because they can't break it down like a coach can, right? So I hope that really, really helps. I think that's anything in life, like being rich. You can't stay rich if you don't make being rich part of your identity. You get what I mean? Like there's so many things where identity shifting is the biggest reason for success. I think if you, for example, let's say being rich, right? Let's say you used to be poor or you didn't have a lot of money. Let's say you were middle class or even you were making 50 grand to 80 grand a year, let's say. And then all of a sudden you become a millionaire. For you to stay a millionaire, you can't keep acting like the 50 and 80 grand. But because it's not taboo and there's nothing wrong with it, you start acting, well, if you did it the right way, you're gonna start acting and doing the constant things that make you a millionaire. You're probably not gonna eat the same stuff, you're not gonna probably act around the same people. That's just how it is. But for some reason, you're willing to change your identity and make being rich part of your identity. But when you actually become attractive and you learn the game and you get girls, all of a sudden you're ashamed of the game? How does that make any sense? Why? Because you make a choice that game is all about having sex with a bunch of girls and being a player? No. Game, I'll tell you the definition of game. Game is a way to make yourself the most attractive version of yourself and show it to the world, show it to the people around you, the ones that you want, the ones you think. So that is the real definition of game. So hope that helps, guys. That's a really good video and I hope it goes viral, but at the same time not viral because I don't want everyone to seek him out. So subscribe, comment, do what you gotta do, but thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. YouTube is actually growing. And these are all knowledges I'm giving you guys on personal examples, but also my client examples and also people, because I'm on this journey with you in a way. I'm trying to become more attractive every single day because I know I can be more. So we're on this journey together and I hope this really helps. It's been a pleasure. Captain Daniel out.